A while ago, I wrote one of these on what a journalist was calling the post-truth era, a time in which even the concept of truth had ceased to exist. We were living in a frothy sea of lies. I think she was referring to politics only, and politicians have never been known for their veracity, but even so, it was wrenching to hear that the truth was out of the equation, and we could choose to believe what we wanted from among a wide selection of falsehoods. Since that time, there has been much talk about what is being termed fake news. Things that never happened are being considered real, hotly debated, and then dropped for the next misconception. And there was a funereal black cover on Time magazine, along with the words, "Is Truth Dead?" I'm surprised that Time magazine still exists, and shocked that people will pay money for it and take the time to read it. And to answer their question, if this really is the post-truth era, then yes, truth is effectively dead. Cause of death, I guess, would be a lack of employment. It withered away. In addition, a reporter for the New York Times wrote a feature article stating that the current president of this country, America, was a repeat offender when it came to lying. He noted the difference between an untruth and a lie. The difference is intent. If you say something that is untrue, you may not have known that. You may have mistakenly thought it was true. But if you say something and you know it's not true, that is a lie, and your purpose in doing this is to deceive. And the reporter claimed that the president was lying repeatedly. Nearly everything that came out of his mouth was a deliberate lie. And you expect that in the post-truth era. So I hear this and I'm thinking, this president has to be a bad man, untrustworthy at the least, being so deceitful. And he also has to be a dumb man, to be so transparently, if I may use that word, untrue. Maybe he believes in the old saying that if you repeat a lie often enough, people will begin to believe that it is true. Now, I was also wondering, does this begin with him or does it go back? Have truth and lies, evasion and deceit always played a part, that is to say a leading role, in government? Also, are lies always bad? I know someone who will lie so as not to hurt someone's feelings. For them, the lie is merciful, not harmful. I was thinking these things, and I was also reading Leo Tolstoy's War and Peace, and I came across this passage, part of his non-narrative preaching, and Leo liked to get up in that pulpit. He did not restrain himself. Only in our self-confident day of the popularization of knowledge, thanks to that most powerful engine of ignorance, the diffusion of printed matter, has the question of the freedom of will been put on a level on which the question itself cannot exist. In our time, the majority of so-called advanced people, that is, the crowd of ignoramuses, have taken the work of naturalists who deal with one side of the question for a solution of the whole problem. Now, I was told that the invention of the printing press and movable type by Gutenberg was one of the driving forces behind the Enlightenment, the mass diffusion of learning. Here, Tolstoy is announcing the exact opposite, that what spreads with printed matter is not valid information and education, but ignorance. And if you extend that argument beyond printed material, pamphlets, newspapers, magazines, and books, to radio and television, network cable, and other video suppliers, and onto the internet with its posts and blogs, social media, forums and platforms, Twitters and tweets, then you have literally overwhelmed and obliterated the truth in the sheer volume of available information, all of it competing for attention, and therefore shaping themselves in wild, weird, and wonderful ways. The truth has been crushed like a grape, distorted out of all proportion, as in a carnival funhouse mirror. And no single individual, like a president, is responsible for its demise. The truth had many assassins, And what we are left with in its place is a howling cacophony, a pack of wolves, pandemonium, the cries of the damned in hell, and the Tower of Babel, everyone shouting at once, so you can hear everything but the truth. And that, so it would seem, is the truth.